Minecraft has been around for a pretty long time, and over the years it's changed a lot. Some of those changes have been super cool and some not so much. But hey, I'm not here to judge or anything. I just want to share some things with you that you'll probably never see again in Minecraft. Sometimes you start a new world in Minecraft and it's just kinda boring. The weather is just normal, right? But did you know that back in the old days of Minecraft there was a 1 in 4 chance that you'd spawn into a world that's constantly snowing? Honestly, I think it's pretty cool. Do you know how armor used to work in the old days? You know how modern armor just absorbs the impact and keeps you safe? Well, back in the day, when your armor got damaged, it actually made you more susceptible to getting hurt. Minecraft just don't make sense anymore. Spiders used to be tougher. They could actually sense when you're around, even if you're hiding behind a wall or under a block. This new generation of players look like they're playing on easy mode. I'll give you 3 seconds to guess what the spruce tree would give you in the old days. Okay, done? It's actually pretty surprising, but a spruce tree would give you oak planks. You didn't have a choice in the type of wood you used, alright? You know how in Minecraft water looks different depending on the biome you're in? Well, when the game first came out in 2009, water was actually a pretty bright blue color. Before swamps were even a thing, did you know where slimes first spawned? These slimy creatures popped up in the dark, spooky caves. Can you imagine being a young player exploring the depths of a cave and suddenly coming across a bunch of slimy monsters? Sometimes we get obsessed with finding super rare things in a game, like I used to be totally focused on finding diamonds. Nowadays, a lot of players are on for the hunt for netherite. But let me tell you, back in the day, there was this one block that was basically the ultimate rare find, and it was clay. When Minecraft first came out in 2009, sugarcane was actually called reeds. I remember when you could just click create new world and bam, you'd have a brand new world in no time. It's not great in new versions, but it's all because details they add. So, when chests were first introduced, they always faced one direction, west. That's just a minor detail, but trust me, it's actually pretty interesting. Worrying about going hungry in old versions was just unimaginable. It's all because of one thing. Pigs spawned super fast in the same chunk. I'll just grab my sword and we can have a barbecue party at my place. Wanna come? Before we had enchanting tables and before we had all these fancy pickaxes, yeah, back then, you didn't have the ability to open doors with just the right click. No way. You had to do it the old-fashioned way. You had to punch the door to get in. I know things were tough back in the day, but there's one thing that really caught me off guard. It's all about the water. You know how if you're falling from a mountain, you think that landing in a 1 block deep of water would help reduce the damage from the fall? Nope, don't work that way. Have you ever noticed how creepy creepers can be? They're always sneaking up on you and then boom! Well, creepers were even worse. They actually ran towards you before exploding. Nether wasn't the most thrilling place to explore. It was basically just a giant ocean of lava. And let's not forget about those annoying ghasts flying around, just trying to ruin your day. Well, it was basically just a wasteland. Back in the day, there was one good spot that was really worth checking out, the blacksmith's house. And here's why. You could find up to 6 diamonds inside. I'm just gonna borrow these things for a minute, just to make a quick video. Promise I'll give them back. I found out that actually back in the early days of the game, fishing rods looked like sticks. I know, it's crazy. That's probably why players started creating texture packs. Gunpowder is used to make things like TNT and explosives. Well, I'm going to tell you a weird fact. Gunpowder wasn't always called gunpowder. It was actually called sulfur. I'm really glad they changed it to something a bit more normal and common. Believe it or not, in the past, the sun used to rise in the north and set in the south. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, and that's why I always say that Minecraft don't make sense. Pigs that we mentioned earlier wasn't even that important, because when Minecraft was first created, there wasn't even a hunger bar? I mean, it's like having an easy mode that's even easier than the easy mode. You know how easy it is to control and navigate boats now? Yeah, it wasn't really always like that. Believe it or not, boats used to be super tricky to manage and they were super slow. It was basically trying to steer a big old brick through the water. There's one block that was super tricky to find back in the old days. Mossy cobblestone. And the thing is, you could only find it in one place, right next to the spawner. You had to be super close to monsters to get your hands on some mossy cobblestone. You couldn't just craft it like nowadays. Today we can't imagine moving around without jumping and sprinting, but let me tell you, it wasn't always like that. In the early days, you couldn't even sprint. I bet speedruns wasn't even a thing back then. A long time ago, there was only one type of animal that would actually give you good food, and that animal was the pig. No wonder why they spawned that much. Creepers were programmed to stare at you through your home's windows. It's like they're literally looking at you into your soul through the spyglass.